Excelente, etcétera.
Thrill me.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Horror Flicks and Guitar Picks podcast. I'm your host, Tim, and today I'm joined by the one and only James, aka Death Metal Elitist, host of Southern Destruction Productions. How's it going, man? Thank you for joining me.
Pretty killer, brother.
Hell yeah. Now, I'm stoked to chat with you today, and of course, our topic today is Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. Hell yeah, got the Blu-ray. Before we dive into that, you
Earl
want to?
edition.
Hell yeah. Before we dive right into that, you just want to let people know where they can find, all the Southern Destruction stuff and, exactly what the show is about.
On Spotify, I have my show up on there.
Oh, yeah.
I talk about a lot of underground metal, fucked up films that most people don't know about or probably don't want to watch.
Yeah.
But I've interviewed some cool people too at some points. So
Oh, yeah. No, I know your original pick for today was a pretty fucked up film, and you were
good
willing
old
to,
AGP, guts and gore.
yeah. And I'm definitely down to chat about it in the future, but because the show took a break, we're gonna chat about something a little lesser on the gory scale, but we'll definitely come back to August Underground in the future for sure. But today's topic is Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. What made you choose this film, as like your
Uh,
second option?
I just really like this film a lot.
Fuck you. No, I'm right there with you. I kind of grew up in a time where these were
Came
kind
out.
of my Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Do
This
you?
came out. Yeah, this one was 2006, I believe. 3 years after, this one. So
Yeah. No, hell yeah. Do you remember the first time you saw the beginning and, after seeing the remake, what were your expectations, going into it?
well, I saw this film originally. Uh, First, obviously. I not this version. I still have the DVD edition of it, but
Yeah.
I liked that. Then I heard they made a prequel film. I mean, it's a remake with a prequel. I mean, you know, prequel movies, as we know, are kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
Shit like, you may get something good or you'll get crap like Exorcist the beginning.
Yeah.
They have to make two fucking editions of.
Nah, yeah,
Um,
typically I don't go for the prequel stuff. This is one of the few exceptions for
this,
me for
though,
sure.
I saw this one, I was thoroughly impressed with it. The
Oh,
fact
yeah.
they got away with some of the shit they did in a, mainstream film here.
Yeah.
And of
No,
course, when Arrow Video announced, oh, we're doing a, deluxe edition, whatever the fuck of it. Of course, I jumped on it.
oh yeah.
So,
No, no, I'm with you. It's like a lot of like that's pretty much in the middle of when like the quote unquote torture porn era was
yeah.
going, but a lot of that stuff wasn't like doing it through a way of mainstream IPs, you know what I mean? So you're completely right. Uh I'm with you. It's surprising that they were willing to go that gory with something that had such a big name already, which I mean, of course the original one always has the lore of being gorier than it is, but when you watch it, it's nowhere near as gory as
Yeah.
these remakes were.
No, I think the term torture porn's kind of fucking stupid, though.
Yeah.
But
No, there's barely any torture in most of the films that get that name.
believe
So,
it or not, fucking, these more, gorier type of films have been around way longer. I mean,
yeah,
so,
that's what I mean is like the ones that they call torture porn are like Hostel and shit like that. When you got stuff like Guinea Pig and August Underground out there, they're like truly just torture, like,
in
based
terms
films and
of,
stuff.
yeah, you got way more fun. But fucking Saw, I never understood that shit. I mean, because when you watch most of those films, there's actually an ongoing narrative.
Yeah.
Say what you will about some of them, but
No, I really enjoy them, especially that was one thing that I loved is the like, if it's Halloween, it's Saw, like how they did like
yeah,
Saw every year for so long.
yeah.
That was awesome. But
Believe it or not, fucking, you go back and watch some of these torture films. Some of them, I mean, Hostel. There's barely any. You don't see any real torture till like 40 minutes into the thing. So
yeah, and it's maybe all of like 10 minutes and then they're back out of it. And then the first Saw movie, you like see a lot of the traps and the setups, but you don't see a lot of actual
yeah,
torture in that film.
I would say the third one's when they got a little bit more on the torture side, if you want to go to that. But
Yeah, even then it was still like, yeah, not anywhere near like the actual extreme films that are out there already and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, fucking. I mean, believe it or not, at that time you also had other, I guess the people who put stuff like Rob Zombie stuff under that category too.
yeah, which that just shows right. Which I mean, House of a Thousand Corpses, I guess, and
Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, I guess both of those do have like quite a bit of torture scenes, but they don't go to an extreme that I would call them torture porn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
did. When I saw the re-release of both of those and on the big screen, that was a lot of fun.
hell yeah.
Yeah, they fucking did that. Me and like a few other people were in there, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I was stoked that they put him back on the big screen, especially with his film with him not doing him doing so much music more lately and stuff like that. It's probably gonna be a while before we get another Rob Zombie film, so it's cool to see
You
that.
also have what is it? Around this era, you did have some stuff like Captivity fall through the cracks, which
Yeah,
eh, not good. But
no, hell yeah. But getting into Texas Chainsaw at the beginning, for me growing up, I saw the remakes before I even saw the original. So these were kind of my like Leatherface growing up. So I can understand where some of the people that were like older heads and stuff and that grew up like watching the original and those were their favorite films. I could see why they have gripes with these films because it's like a different Leatherface and a different family, like a different take on the family. But I think it really captured the spirit of those films after growing up and watching all that stuff. And I still really love these films. Were these, did you see the original before you saw the remakes or did you see the
uh,
remakes first?
I was aware of the originals.
Yeah.
At the time, I had only seen, this film and
Yeah. Same.
think 3D at that point.
Okay. Hell yeah. So you saw them kind of later after they came out.
Yeah, but this one, of course, was a big hit, made a lot of money, and stuff.
Yeah.
So of course, well, they couldn't make a sequel, even though I wanted to talk about this a little bit. They did some comics, uh,
Hell yeah.
to actually expand on some of the characters you see in both of them.
Oh,
So
hell yeah. No, I never even knew about the comics. That's awesome.
yeah, I found this one pretty cheap, but if you can track them down, they're pretty cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, I have to look into that for sure. At least find a YouTube like where somebody's going through them and stuff. But
Yeah.
no, it's awesome. But
Yeah. Oh, there was remember deadpit.com?
yeah.
Those guys, they're still back, but they're on the Road series. I remember they said this is the beginning of the end of the fucking franchise or some shit.
And sadly, everything they put out after that is, in my opinion, kind of been garbage. I haven't really enjoyed anything after that in the Texas Chainsaw franchise.
I
Like
think
all
they
the,
could have done more with this series. This
yeah,
is time.
no, I would have loved it. I guess the only thing that really cut them off from doing more with that is Arlie Ermy really carried a lot of it, and after he passed away, it made it harder for them to return
I
to
know
it.
after this one, you had the 3D one,
Yeah, which was like years later. So
which has nothing to do with these. So this is
yeah,
like the best continuity we've actually had.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Um,
because other than maybe one and two, the original two, because like those two are pretty, but they
yeah,
don't really have like they move completely into tunnels and they shift tone so much. Where those two are
yeah.
like,
These could have pretty much, they go together well.
yeah, the tone
This
stays
movie
the
actually
same and
takes
stuff.
being a prequel quite seriously.
Yeah,
I mean, you find out the uncle loses his legs. You find out, uh, how the sheriff, Arlie Ermy becomes the sheriff and all that. You
yeah.
fucking, of course, Leatherface gets his chainsaw, how he's born, all that. I mean, they really took that being seriously.
No, I love the scene where he's like, God damn it, I just killed the whole fucking sheriff's department.
I'll say Arlie Ermy did a fantastic job in both of these, but
Yeah. No, watching him become Hoyt and like find it. That's one thing I like about this film is it gives you all the information without just straight up saying it. Like for instance, there's a part where she calls him Charlie and he's like, it's Hoyt now. So you find out that like his name was Charlie. So
yeah,
you get so much little backstory like just thrown out in comments and like of course he gives this speech about uh, you know, having to do cannibalism while being off at war and like how that kind of turned him into that and
yeah,
you really see how even though Leatherface is a little bit more brutal in this franchise
yeah,
compared to like the OG and stuff, where he's a little more sympathetic, I will say that you see why you see the influence from
yeah.
uh Hoyt's character and how he really
Andrew
influenced his whole.
Bryanarski as Leatherface is fucking I think he does a fantastic job
Yeah,
as Leatherface. I know. I'll
yeah,
say I think this interpretation is probably my favorite of the character,
oh yeah,
honestly. Just because, I mean, even before he cuts someone's face off, I mean, he has like that muzzle mask. You see kind of, more of his face there. Looks
yeah.
fucking cool, man.
No, and it's kind of I like how they even set up like when they show him without the mask in the original remake, the '03 one, his face is even more deteriorated. And in this one, they kind of give him like the shades of that skin disease, like already getting at his face and stuff like that, and letting you know like that is like it kind of shows like the growth between the two films because they're like 5 years apart, you know. So his face deteriorates even more because I think in that one his like nose is almost completely gone when
Yeah,
he's
that one. Yeah.
maskless. So no, I love that about it. Like I like how they add that to the character again without like ever like pointing it out, you know, blatantly. So
Yeah, they really did. I mean, I think they went back to most of the same locations too, for this one.
yeah,
I could be wrong. 90% of the stuff looks the fucking same, man.
yeah. Now I love the scene where she starts to escape in the truck and he like reaches in with the fish hook and like yanks
Yeah,
her
yeah.
out. That's probably
I'll
one of my
say
favorite scenes of the
the
film.
actual carnage in this film is, I mean, I watched the uncut version. I know
Same.
that's, you know, the fucking Arrow edition, they did put both cuts on it, by the way.
Oh yeah.
The R cut and the uncut. I'll say, even in this movie, and even in its cut form, is still surprisingly they got away with an R. Granted, the uncut version here, I mean, they did fucking, goddamn. I think this is about as, in terms of more mainstream films, I think this is probably pushing the envelope as far as you can.
Yeah, especially back then, you know, when they were even more scared, you know, nowadays stuff gets released, you know, n not rated and stuff like that. Like last time you were on the show, we were talking about Terrifier 3
Now got
specifically.
released uncut, right?
Yeah, and it's like this like fought the MPAA, you know what I mean, and got that rating and still came out like this. So that's the one thing that makes it shocking is that they made it through the MPAA and still had this much gore in the film. And which I guess we're like you mentioned, we watched the unrated version, but there was still a lot of gore in the theatrical version. I actually was lucky enough to see these two in theaters because it was when I was a teenager, so I just had to get like an uncle or something to take me to both of them. And so when I saw this one, I just remember this was probably one of the goriest things I had seen at that point in my life, and I was just like, "Fuck, this rules!" Like I was
At one
stoked.
point, this was one of the goriest films I had seen at that point, man.
Yeah,
At that point, I had no idea what, like, an August Underground was,
same.
what an Unearthed Films movie was.
Yeah, because when I saw this like in theaters, it was '06. So I mean, the internet was a thing, but it was like, you know, you had to go. It wasn't like where you were scrolling on Facebook and getting introduced to all these new things. You had to go look for things. So unless you
Yeah.
were looking for those extreme movies, it was like nobody was really introducing you to them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Now I know, I've heard tales of some stores selling them back in the day.
yeah.
Don't know how accurate that is, but
I wouldn't doubt if someone like because there's a few places like Suncoast and like some the this place called On Q that was eventually I think they turned into FYE if I'm not mistaken, but they would sell a lot of like adult like horror stuff and but they would have it covered up. So they might have had some August Underground and just had like one of those 18 and over like stickers over it. Well, not stickers, but you know how they had that like that black plaque that would like cover porn in FIE pretty much.
yeah.
And they would pretty much
No,
do the same thing with
I saw
the
this
extreme
post
movies.
and this shit cracked me up. Some dude found slow torture puke chamber at a Goodwill for
That
$2, and that's actually quite expensive now. So,
No, that'd
um,
be awesome to be at a fucking any kind of thrift store, or flea market, and somebody be like, "Here's guinea pig, fucking just some wild shit."
the guinea pig stuff's not cheap either.
Yeah,
So, if you want the Unearthed Films box, that'll cost you a few $100.
yeah. Now, even when we
So,
were gonna talk about August Underground, I looked up the because we were gonna do what bouquet of blood and guts, and I looked.
American guinea pig bouquet of guts and gore.
Oh yeah, that's right. And I looked that up, and that's right. We weren't doing August Underground. I don't know why I kept thinking it was that, but
Yeah, that is
uh,
one of my favorites.
and when I looked it up, it was like I think the regular DVD was like 80 some dollars, which isn't horrible, but it's definitely
Fuck,
not cheap.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I got the fucking edition for like normal price on the Unearthed site.
Yeah, it might have been because I just I Googled it because I didn't know if it would be like I didn't think to just go to Unearth the straight to the site, so it might actually be up there cheaper. I need to check that, but either
Just go to
way,
unearthfilms.com. You can find.
yeah. But
Or
either way,
Amazon was selling this shit too at one point, man.
it
Same
might have
place
been
your mom buys fucking towels on. Oh,
right. No, it's sometimes they do out of print sometimes those out of print movies though like shoot up so quick just because people like know that people want to watch them and they're not streaming anywhere like that. So,
is it even to an extent you do? I'm convinced you have scalpers now. But
oh yeah, no, definitely. I was just telling my wife the other day that people that used to do like flipping and other things that have started to like fall apart have like moved on to just like random things like movies or, you know, horror
my thing is,
figurines and
What are you gonna? Who's actually gonna pay these high ass prices for some of this stuff, man?
Yeah.
It
No,
gets to a
that's
point where it's like, man, I'll just fucking pirate it.
and for me, it's like a lot of the stuff is like the thrill of the hunt when it comes to like collecting. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
if I'm just going online and spending whatever I want for stuff, I'd rather spend that same amount of money and get six movies than spend it and get one movie. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
at that point, it becomes quantity because
yeah.
the
I
hunt
got this
is
fucking
important.
from Barnes and Noble for like 20 something dollars.
Fuck yeah, they always do good deals with their Blu-rays. I feel like,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
actually have like the good brands. You know?
yeah. They actually get fucking Arrow Video in there.
Yeah.
Arrow Video. I need to get more of their shit.
Yeah, they surprised me with some of the stuff that they put out. Like, I didn't even know that they had put that out until you told me about it. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" But
Really, they put out this one too, and a more
oh yeah,
I know there's new stuff on it, extra wise. Not like they did with this one. They actually had what's new here? New commentary, uh, new interview with Lou Temple, brand new interview with the fucking photography interview with some of the effects artists. So
oh yeah,
they did a good job with that release.
yeah. Now I think K&B did the effects on this, didn't
Yes,
they? For
yeah.
yeah.
They also reused the same baby in The Hills Have Eyes too.
Oh fuck yeah, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's something you well, yeah, when you watch the fucking Hills Have Eyes too, which maybe I'm one of the few people who's actually fucking watched that movie. Oh,
I've watched it, but not as much as the first one. But I do like it a lot. It's really good. I actually put it on the other night, but I fell asleep because I was putting on something I'd seen to go to sleep on purpose. So
yeah,
not the other night, but it was like 2 weeks ago now. But it feels like the
yeah.
other night sometimes. But
Fucking no. This 2000s era, I'm convinced yeah, we kind of had of course the yeah, films like this were coming out. They were gorier, but then I feel like there was kind of a shift, not culturally, but this to more towards supernatural stuff.
yeah,
If that makes
yep.
any sense? Like,
Definitely once The Conjuring and Insidious came out, I feel, and even Paranormal Activity, I feel like they all kind of shifted the genre back away from like the gorier stuff into, yeah, just a lot more supernatural shit was coming out
yeah.
at that point.
Maybe
That's
that's why I like this film so fucking much because it did. I mean, this movie, I will say, in terms of make Jonathan Liebsman, who made this, I liked what was that other film he did, Battle Los Angeles.
yeah. I like Darkness Falls. He did that one too. That was pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Like, yeah, Battle Los Angeles is fun. It's stupid. I'm not saying it's some deep piece of art.
Yeah.
I mean, but goddamn, I like it.
Oh yeah. I actually never watched it, but I'll definitely check it out. I've heard that that's what I've heard is that it's just like a wild, like a wacky, fun movie, more like uh on the what's that one, Starship Troopers, like more on that.
I mean, it's U.S. Marines fighting aliens in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Some redneck science fiction.
Mhm. Now, another thing I like about Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning is the whole biker like side
Oh
story, how
yeah, you got them.
that like adds tension and has like an extra like evil aside the like
Yeah.
family kind of.
I do like when Hoyt, the biker chick's trying to rob him, and Hoyt just blows the bitch away.
Yeah, you don't fucking even listen to her. You're just like, bam.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta say, man, the fuck. And also, you do get the bit when the biker dude falls on the chainsaw,
Yeah,
bro. It starts with the chainsaw, lifts it. I mean, and I do. Arlie Ermey's great quote of when the uncle gets shot in the leg.
yeah.
Of course, he chainsaws his legs. Always like, and the fucking Luda May. It's all, why'd you do that for? He's like, balance.
Hell yeah.
Fucking. I think this does go in the grand scheme of things. I know this wasn't as big of a hit.
Yeah, I think it was mostly just because people were like nervous about prequels, you know what I mean? So they just didn't go out and see it, so the money wasn't there. I feel like most people after they watched it, like once it came out on VHS or DVD at the time, people watched it and liked it. It just didn't get the money in the box office, so they kind of killed the franchise, which
Yeah, I know.
sucks.
And
But
I was doing some research before this. To everyone's, I mean, believe it or not, there is some notable stuff inside of the. Well, at this point, might as well show off the extra contents that come with this edition.
oh yeah,
Uh, yeah, you got the movie in there. You've got a booklet, which is like a new write-up on the film.
yeah,
Uh, Pretty cool stuff in there.
Oh hell
Uh,
yeah.
they do talk about the future of the series. Uh, so after, it's actually a well done write up here, I'll say. And you get a cool photo leather face on the back there.
Yeah.
It does include a double-sided poster with it. I really like this fucking poster.
Oh yeah.
Uh, no, it's that is the newly commissioned art, but where the fuck's the other end? Okay. Yeah, you got the newly commissioned art,
Oh
and then
fuck
you
yeah.
got the
The old school classic
classic.
one. Yeah. That's sick.
I think that is the theatrical one, despite Wikipedia wants you to say, believe.
Right.
Uh, there were some cool ass poster designs for this one.
Yeah, I think my Blu-ray has like, or not Blu-ray, because I have the old DVD that just says like has a red unrated stamp on the front, and
Yeah,
it
back when I was shopping for DVDs, I saw a Blockbuster copy of that one.
yeah, I think mine's over there also. I'd look at it, but it up by my TV, but I think it's like a kind of a close-up of Leatherface and then the
Yeah, I
chainsaw.
have that on my shelf, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ever
Oh,
since I've got the Arrow edition, it's like, you gotta. This one's worth every penny, honestly.
hell yeah. No, but that OG poster that it came with, that's the one I always remembered seeing for sure was the one
Yeah,
from
I
back
have
then.
a. I showed it to you. I got this thing fucking framed.
Yeah. No, that shit's sick. But any other favorite scenes from the film or anything you want to
I
shout
did.
out?
I did like. Of course, you get the bit when he cuts the guy's face off,
Yeah.
which I
Gets the
fucking
first.
love. Man, dude's nailed down. Fucking tears the flesh off his arm. Rams the chainsaw through his gut.
No, that shit was fucking sick. That's one thing I like about this film is the fact that and they do it even with the remake, but I think they do it even better in this film is they put the word chainsaw, like the word chainsaw makes way more sense in this film than any of them because he uses the fuck out of that thing in this film. You know, he
And
kills
this
like
one,
several people.
believe it or not, this is like I would argue one of the few films in this series that actually feels like a chainsaw massacre
Yeah.
compared to even the previous one.
Yeah, he pretty much kills all three. I know he kills at least all three of the dudes with a chainsaw because he saws the one dude through the table while he's on it. He picks the one dude up with a chainsaw, and then we talked about the biker that
Yeah.
Hoyt sits on.
He also kills the final girl with
Oh yeah,
at the
right.
through
That's
the.
right in the back seat.
I did like in the alternate ending where they kind of some of the alternate endings for this thing.
I don't think I've ever seen any of them. Do you want to shout them out real quick, just so
Uh,
for the people
yeah,
that have
they're
them?
on. I think they're on the old DVD release too.
Oh yeah, I could
Um,
look at them.
but base one of them is it's like an extended ending more so, and you get the text on the screen. So began the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But
Okay.
then it cuts to like this new group of people traveling, and you hear like a woman over the phone talking, whatever, and you see, they pan over like the Jeep, the motorcycle, stuff like that.
Oh hell yeah.
Then you got one where he sneaks up on her with a knife at the end.
Yeah.
Then you got one where what do you call it? I believe it's just no narration.
Okay, hell yeah.
They do have commentary on all those too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now I have to look back on the DVD. I didn't think to look at any of the special features. My DVD was actually fucking up. It was like it froze on the trailers, and I had to like force it to the menu and then watch the movie, and then it skipped at like one point in the movie. I was lucky to get through it. I just fast forwarded it like 2 seconds, but it was an old DVD. I think I actually got it. My boss at work one day just like had a bin of DVDs in his truck that he was about to take to Goodwill or where, somewhere like that. And he let all of us come out and pick, and I was like the only one that went out there and picked all the horror ones. And
Yeah,
so I ended up having that on DVD. So
yeah.
he
I
actually
know
had
that
imprint. I don't know why, but he had Miike's imprint on DVD. I was like, why the? It was some random guy at work. I was like, what the fuck?
uh, gosh, you Miike film. Damn, you're getting fucking. Did you assume you grabbed that one, right?
Yeah, no, I was stoked. That's like one of my favorite favorites of his, and just in general, that shit's wild. But
Yeah. I did like how he made an appearance in Hostel.
yeah,
Well, believe it
yeah,
or not.
Apparently, he talks about they did that documentary Chain Reactions where it's like a lot of people and filmmakers talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like a documentary,
Yeah,
but it's like
when I saw the original film, they actually showed that.
yeah, and
They didn't
he's
show it, they showed like a preview of it.
yeah, he's a talking head in that, and apparently his segment's pretty cool. So I kind of want to check that out just to hear him talk about it.
One
But
of the trailers for this fucking movie does remind me of the Saw 3 trailer a little bit.
I
I don't.
I didn't see it. How were they similar?
So, one of the Saw 3 trailers, I think it was a teaser. It has like, they got the text on screen and they got the, I guess, light panning over it type thing.
Yeah,
In Saw 3, they chose philosophical Bible quotes because, Saw 3 is just the most philosophical film known to man. But now they did this exact thing where it's like, when a man becomes born what he is meant to be or some shit, and they have the fucking, lighting go. I'm like, I wonder if both, and they came out around the same time too.
yeah.
So
No shit. The marketing team might have been just like, fuck it, it works for
I
both.
don't think this was put out by New Line and Michael Bay's great company.
Yeah. No, and Twisted Pictures was still doing Saw right at the moment at the time.
Yeah, Twisted Pictures, I know. Yeah, I know they did like two other, I think that's all they've done outside like two other films.
Yeah. No, I think they.
Repo,
What was the other one?
Repo and Dead Silence, I think.
Yeah. I keep thinking they do the Wolf Creek movies, but I don't think they did. I think I just.
No, those were Lionsgate.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now I fucking love those movies. I'm ready for the new one to come out this year or next
Back
year.
in the day, Lionsgate were fucking, oh no, they were putting out the good shit back then.
Yeah. No, yeah.
No, I this year, I didn't see a whole lot of new stuff this year, believe it or not.
No, I don't blame you. I fell behind on a bunch of shit. I have a list of I was able to make like a top 10, but outside of that, like I had barely any honorable mentions, and then everything that like my list of stuff I hadn't gotten around to was like 30 long.
Yeah. Apparently they're rebooting Texas Chainsaw Massacre again.
Yeah.
Nah, the thing. So imagine you knew nothing about this shit, right? You think, okay, this is the reboot, first time. Okay, makes sense. Then you think, oh, there's the other reboot after, this film here.
Yeah.
Then, oh, this one's a prequel to that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not care for that one.
And what's confusing is that one's called Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D, and it comes directly after these two films. So even though the beginning's a prequel, it can be confusing if you were, like you said, if you had never watched any of them and you just
Yeah,
looked
I
up
mean,
the
there are people who
franchise.
are confused. I've seen people I've talked to confused about this shit.
Yeah. Because if they started watching 3D thinking it was part, like the third one in this franchise, it would be completely, because it's a completely different type of Leatherface. And that, go get him, cuz.
Texas Chainsaw 3D is not even fun for me.
Yeah.
Outside, yeah, I like some of the Easter eggs in it. I actually, believe it or not, it was filmed like a few hours away where I live.
Really? Hell yeah.
Yeah, in Shreveport. They also filmed I Spill in Your Grave there, 2010.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That movie rules.
I think that's one of the better reboots, believe it or not.
Yeah, not like that one myself. I need to watch the date. Is it Deja Vu, the one that has Camille Keaton come back and
That's
stuff?
yeah, I heard things about it. I don't think I bothered with.
Yeah, I only wanted to see it because she came back. But uh, do you have any complaints about the beginning
I
at
mean,
all?
you could make the argument of, it kind of, oh, everything happens in one day
Yeah, I do. I feel you on that.
in the sense of, okay, so we all conveniently happens. Okay, this fucking meat place conveniently happens to close. Meanwhile, he just conveniently happens to encounter the cop. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
but I
and to be
mean, even for a prequel film, you kind of know they have to do that though. I think they
yeah,
did the best they could. Because, I mean, they chopped off his arm at the end of the previous one.
yeah, true.
So, I mean, but they did do a good job of at least making it make sense, that, if you will. Because they got to lead into, that.
No, I think the only thing that really I'm with you. That's probably one of my only complaints too. And I think the only thing that even pushes that over the edge is them sawing off the uncle's legs. Like if they finished the movie and he still at least had his legs, I think that was like the very last. That was the one that I was like, all right, now everything's just happening in one day. Like like
Yeah. But
we got
I do
five
think they
years.
did. I think I liked how this movie, you could say this one definitely feels a little bit grittier than some of the, I don't know what it is, maybe. Because I know they filmed this, I'm not sure if they filmed it the same way, but the look of this film they were going for, that more grittier look, I love, man.
No, definitely. Even if they filmed it the same way, they don't like you don't have to introduce the characters. Even though that's exactly what this film is doing is like introducing the character next or just showing their origin. But because we already know that this is like this person's Leatherface, this is Sheriff Hoyt, they can already get the gore going immediately in this
Yeah,
film. You know what I mean?
this film moves at a pretty fast pace, believe it or not.
Yeah, but because of the story being told, they can throw in gore like immediately. So this one definitely has a lot, like probably the most gore in the entire franchise. And then, not even like the goriest stuff, but just the most in general, like most scenes with it because of the fact
Really?
that they kick it off right off the bat. And it might even be the goriest in general too, but I just mean
I'd say this movie does have that. I liked I think it's the grainy look. I know they filmed this on, I'm not sure what they filmed it on. They mentioned it in the documentary.
was this one Daniel Pearl as well? I know he did the remake, but I wasn't sure if he
Let me
stuck around
look.
for this.
No, it's a guy named Lucas Elton.
Oh, okay. I was surprised. That's one thing I was surprised about is that how much like the fact that Marcus Nispel didn't come back for this, Daniel Pearl, like it did seem like a lot of the production people shifted around in the few years, considering they did it so quick. But
I do think. I like how this movie. Jonathan Liebesman did say at one point he wanted this movie to feel like the beginning of hell.
yeah,
Uh, I gotta say, I liked how this movie does. I think is the closest feeling to the original film
yeah, I can see that.
in terms of just the look and tone. I mean, you could say what I mean. I would argue the '03 movie is a little bit cleaner than
Yeah.
the original film. This one, I feel is a little bit nastier in terms of the way it looks. I
Yeah,
would think this one's the better film, believe it or not, which I'm not sure that's a hot take or not, but
better than the remake or than the original.
the remake film, I think this is the second best one
Oh
in the
yeah,
whole series behind the original film. Granted, I thought the remake was not bad by any means, but
yeah. No, I don't think that's it's probably semi hot take for sure. There's probably some people that would agree with you because I know that there's been a lot more fans come out over the years about this one. Like we talked about how a lot of people didn't see it at first because they just didn't want the origin story, but um as people have come up like that's the thing about stuff like this is people that watch 74 and have lived with that for 40 years, of course they don't want an origin story because they're looking at it as like attached to that film instead of just being attached to the remake. But people like you and me that grew up when we were watching the remake first and then then watching this film, that it felt like a lot more necessary and it like worked so well and like paired up with that film. So I'm with you. It's probably my number three or four, depending, because I really like the original number
part
two.
two is fun,
Yeah, but that's just because that's my type of film. I love like fun horror more than like
disturbing.
yeah. So, but I do like disturbing stuff, so that's why I think my ranking would probably be the original two, then the remake, then this one, and only because I've probably watched the remake so much more over the years. I think if I spent more time with this one, it could easily move up to three because I really enjoyed watching it today.
I'll
Dude.
say straight up, I ended up watching this one, with the commentary too. So
Oh yeah.
I'll say the fact that I am convinced if you go back to I do think at the time there was a lot of just, oh, it's a reboot.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess at the time when the first reboot came out, and but when you get to by 2006, I'd argue, I mean, we already had fucking, reboots by then.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing was going wild. We already had Dawn of the Dead. We had this. We had all the American, Japanese,
Black
English.
Christmas was out by then.
Yeah, Black Christmas
Or
came
no, that
out.
came out like later this year, not year, but
Yeah,
I know you had what
Hills
else
Have
was
Eyes.
even that year later. you had shit like Halloween, and you had a few years out. I think it has to do with a lot. At that time, reboots were coming out nonstop,
Yeah.
and this kind of got lumped into that.
No, especially with and this was one of the few like reboots that like actually had some kind of sequel or prequel put with it, like all those other ones we named other than maybe Hills Have Eyes 2 and then, I Spit on Your Grave having like straight to DVD stuff. I don't think really counts in my opinion as like
Halloween too, as well. Was
oh yeah, Halloween too. Yeah, that's true. So it was like but there was like so many of these that came out. Well, I guess most of them, now that I think about it, most of them did. Like The Ring even had, The Ring 2, and there's probably more that had sequels that didn't. But for this one to actually go back and do like a prequel, was kind of unique. So that was one thing that was I really enjoyed about it. I will say that the last time I got the itch to rewatch the remake and watched it, I feel like I remember being like very underwhelmed and kind of bored with it in the beginning because of how much like it spends with them like
yeah.
the victims or whatever, quote unquote. But
Victims in this one I liked a little bit more.
yeah, and they're kind of thrust into detention immediately because of the bikers and shit. So I like rewatching this one, I feel like I wasn't bored at all and enjoyed it more. So this might actually I would want to give it another watch or so, but this might actually have gone above the remake in the rating for me this
I would
ranking.
say, what do you? I did like the whole having it take place during a historical time period. I thought that was kind of not
Yeah.
something you expect for a film like this, believe it or not.
Yeah, that also brought like a cool like tension to the characters and stuff, because they were worried about, the draft card, like when he was burning the draft card and they were
Yeah.
talking about going to war and no.
Why you drap dodging hippie protesters?
That's when he was talking about like the bikers and the hippies taking over the town and shit like that.
Yeah.
It was uh that's one of the things I like is you kind of get like an insight into Sheriff Hoyt's mind, like with just little things he says without
You get
like
a
it.
little bit more in some of the comics too.
Hell yeah.
So I
That's
mean, yeah, I need to track down more of these comics at some point.
yeah. No, hell yeah.
No, with all the, I would like to see them re-release this shit in theaters again, honestly.
Yeah. This one's coming up next year would be what, 10 year or 20 years. So yeah, maybe they'll
20.
do.
I'm having a hard time believing some of these films are as old as they are.
Yeah.
This movie does not feel like it's 20 years old.
No, and that's some of the brilliance of practical effects is exactly that. Like this film did not look old at all because I mean it already takes place back in the day, so it's like you're
69, I believe.
yeah, you got the opening that's what 39 or whatever, and then it shoots up to 69.
Oh, 69. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's already like takes place in the past. So then the fact that they put all this like really good practical effects in it, this film is timeless in a way. You know what I mean? Like it's not
Yeah.
timeless in the way of those films that feel like they could take place at any time, but it's timeless in the way of like in 10 years it'll hit just the same as it did in 2006 for somebody that's
You
fresh to
only
them.
watch some films from like the 2000s where they have to, be like, they'll reference like, what do you call it? Clearly things from that time period, like
Yeah,
uh something like, they gotta be like, oh, look, there's an iPod or there's a fucking an Xbox 360 or a whatever.
yeah,
I mean, believe it or not, there is people who still give a fuck about iPods.
yeah. No, I know what you mean though. Like this film does these the remake does a good job of it too, but not even quite as good because they got a reference. We're going to see Leonard Skinner, and like this one, it's like they do talk about the war, but that's literally the only thing that brings
That
them to the
actually,
past.
took
And
place during this period, so
yeah, and it makes sense for them to talk about it because they're not just referencing it to reference it. It's like their purpose
a
of
plot device, man.
yeah, so it's not like when they're just going to see Leonard Skinner because they could have literally just been going home from Mexico. They didn't need to be going to see Leonard Skinner. That felt very much like let's force something 70s in there. So no, I agree. This one does a really good job of placing itself in a time period without ever having to do anything like to like force its like references or nothing.
Yeah, a year later, I know Platinum Dunes will want to do The Hitcher,
Yeah, that's
which
great.
what's fun. So I used a little bit while ago. I would go to the Wayback Machine, look at the old movie theater website. I'm telling you, dude, it's like a blast from the past.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Um, I'm not kidding you. It used to be so colorful and shit.
No, that's one thing I miss is like when the first time you hear about a movie was going to the movies and seeing a poster. You know what I mean? Because now it's like within a day you get the poster online, a teaser, a trailer, and like and before you even see the trailer, you see the title of whatever video you're clicking on, so you already know. Like the teasers don't like teasers can't be like they were when you saw it for the first time in theaters back in the day anymore because you're most of the time clicking on a thumbnail that already says Transformers teaser. You know what I mean? Instead of just like where before when you'd sit in the theater, they would start teasing something, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, "Holy fuck, they're making a Spider-Man movie!" You know, like
No, what do you call it? No, I feel like nowadays what fucking sucks is with movies now, I typically if something I plan on seeing, I typically avoid fucking looking anything up
yeah,
just because fucking you can't. It's not like back in the day where, you know, you would get like a simple trailer or some shit like that. You would fucking get, or even nowadays, I feel like the trailers tell you the whole movie.
yeah. No, most of the time they spoil
Or
more than anything.
or nowadays, some fucking dickhead on social media is fucking, posting, spoiler reviews,
Yeah.
fucking even days before the film comes out.
No, that's why usually when I post like when I go see a movie, if I post anything afterwards, I just post my story like love this movie, go see it, or like not for me, this sucked. You know what I mean? So
When I review new stuff, I mean, here's the thing with a lot of newer films, the ones I did see this year, I know I saw Predator this year. I know that.
yeah,
I thought that was actually not too bad.
that was still one on the list of ones I needed to watch. I'm like,
That it was, I was a little bit nervous because that was PG-13,
yeah,
but you actually watch the fucking movie, it's like it kind of makes sense why. It
yeah,
wasn't like AVP where they neutered it.
yeah. No, I understand. Would there not being so much like human interaction? Well, like other than like an android, pretty much, it's like there's not
Yeah,
many like human interactions, so it's like it makes sense that there's
yeah,
nothing like not real
yeah,
blood or anything. So
yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, it was still that was a fun one. Of
Oh yeah, no, I definitely want to check it out. I'm waiting
course,
for it to hit
there's the
stream.
argument of the theatrical film is dying,
Yeah,
but then something comes along and it kind of proves that wrong.
yeah.
It's like maybe I'm crazy, old my ways.
No, I'm right there with you. I like watch movies religiously in the theater, and I have no desire and no plans to go see the new Avatar movie. But the majority of theaters are like already sold out for the entire weekend for that movie, and
Yeah, so fucking for if theaters are dying, how come something like I remember there was this narrative going around at that time too when Deadpool and Wolverine came out. I don't think I've ever seen more people in a theater
yeah,
at that point. Like literally packed showings, like full showings, not just, you know,
yeah.
oh,
Mine was my showing of it was sold out. I went opening day and it was sold out like completely, like every single seat, the handicap seats, everything. It was, even like even some of the like full showings I've gone to before have been like not sold out. Like there's still like seat here, seat there, but no, that one was one of those that it was like every single seat. And Superman, I think, was kind of the same way for me. I went and saw that opening day at like 1 o'clock on a Thursday, and even then it was still sold out. And
so I mean, I think there is still a room for theatrical horror.
yeah,
I just think some of these companies are overspending, but
shit, I went and saw Terrifier 3 twice in theaters, and that was sold out both times.
yeah, fucking this stuff like this had a budget of not like $10 million,
Yeah,
which, for people like us, that's a lot of money, but to these studios, that's fuck all.
yeah.
You know,
That's
you get these studios overspending, I feel.
No, they overspend and then they cover up most of the hard work of practical effects with CGI that not only inflates the budget but makes the movie look even worse. So
They spend all this money, right, on this film. It's like, motherfucker, you expect you know it's not going to be making that back from the
yeah,
get-go. And fucking Mad Max recently, I thought it was a good film, but Mad Max was never like a big money maker, really.
yeah. Fury Road really surprised people. Like it slowly built the audience that it had. It wasn't like one of those that came out and just blew everybody away and like the theaters were selling
Like
out.
Mad Max has never been like a big franchise to get people into showings.
Yeah,
I saw Furiosa opening night, of course, but
no, I feel you. So a couple of my buddies did too, but no, but. Oh yeah, we can. I'm right there with you though. I don't think theaters are dying. I think that streaming services are trying really hard to make them like feel that way. Like I
There's
think
a
the
whole
whole
drama right now. Was it Warner Brothers supposed to be bought by Netflix and then Paramount came in and
yeah, and I don't
there's a lot of
really.
false information about yeah, there's a lot of bullshit going around about that too.
Yeah, and I personally didn't really hate the thought that Netflix was putting out there because they were pretty much saying that stuff will still go in theaters just for shorter time windows. And the only reason I don't hate that is because then it just opens up time windows for other things to come in. Because sometimes you'll look at a movie, like especially like in a small town like I live in North Carolina, there's certain theaters that only have literally two theaters, but they'll sit on Zootopia 2 for fucking 7 months because it's making money instead of getting like the newest horror movie or even just like an action flick or anything else because it's
Yeah.
making money. So to kind of force them to like knock something out in like a 1 month time period, if people know ahead of time, hey, you got a month to see it, it's their own fault if they didn't get the theater experience for it. And then also, not only that, but then they're saying that some stuff's going to be in theaters, like still keep being in theaters, but it's not going to take as long to hit streaming, and that's not going to change the people that are going to see it in theaters
Was
regardless. But the people,
Paramount I know Paramount put out more money. I think they would promote theatrical film more, but
yeah.
I mean I have not kept up with that just because the amount of literally the day that shit was announced, right?
Yeah.
Fucking you had all these fucking people coming up with all these, you know, hosts. I'm like, motherfucker, nothing is confirmed yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm not also too worried about it because like until a deal is done, then I want to know like the like actual all details, like know what's gonna
Yeah.
like be affected, and then I'll worry about it. But as for now, I pay for a $30 a month AMC Stubs card and get 4 movies a week, so they ain't taking my movies
I
away for now.
believe it or not, I would like to see. Believe it. Oh, I would like them to re-release the older shit again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get my theater will do that sometimes.
Now, and if they did like shorter, theatrical runs for some of the newer films, that would open it up for some of the older films to come back out, and
That'd be cool.
yeah.
Fuck, I say for every weekend, even if it's just a weekend, fucking put out,
It's definitely happening more and more. Like this year alone, we had Back to the Future. You had the Goonies hit theaters. I know.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, and then
I saw that. That was fun.
of course, fucking Kill Bill finally got put together as one film. That was wild.
I
But
didn't see that, but
I want
is
to, but I haven't seen it yet. But
it like just the two films edited together?
they're edited together. But it's also the one big change that I'm super like excited
Like,
that
do
I.
they make any change to the actual plot?
So the one thing that it's only like one major change. In my opinion, it makes the film so much better that if it would have been cool to see the film like this from the start. But pretty much at the beginning of Kill Bill Volume 1, when she finds out, or when the audience finds out that her daughter's still alive, because at the very end of Volume 1, it shows the girl that she like cut her tits off in arms, and like
Yeah,
and Bill's like standing behind her, and he's like, "Does she know that her daughter's still alive?" And then like it cuts to black. Uh, that scene isn't in there. So pretty much you don't find out her daughter's still alive till she does, like when she walks in at the end of the movie and's like
yeah.
shocked. So it's like you spend the whole movie thinking that her daughter's dead until she finds out her daughter's still alive. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like her everything else seems even more like the revenge just seems even sweeter the whole time while she's going
Yeah.
through everything. So
Uh,
but
I did see if it was this year or last year, I did see Spider-Man 3.
oh yeah.
3.
Uh, they put all three of those back in the theaters for like a week or two. They were showing like all three of them.
I think it was like I do think people are willing to go to theaters if it's something worth watching.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you get them putting out in terms of major theatrical releases. I mean, this year, what was there?
Most of the stuff was like lower names, like One Battle After Another was like a big one. But it didn't come out till the end of the year. I can't really think of much other The Running Man was a kind of a big one, I guess. But that's kind of those are like personal big ones. Those aren't even like I would say like were big in general,
But this
so
year, I just remember Predator came out a few months, like a month or two ago now.
yeah. Of course,
Uh,
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is doing good right now. Everybody was excited for that, but
is it even? I I know fucking a lot of younger people seem to like those.
yeah, they're doing good for the younger. They're doing good for gateway horror movies. Like, and they're still like they're doing good in theaters right now, so they would definitely be making that third
No,
one.
they
But
fucking put out this year Strangers 2.
yeah, that was
I
fucking.
saw it.
Did you enjoy that one or?
I liked it better than the first one.
Oh yeah, I never watched the first reboot because I liked the original, so I was just like,
But I was for Strangers 2. I was the only person in the showing.
I've had that happen to me a few times. When I saw Sinners, that's how it was. I was because I went and saw it late in its run, and I was the only person in the theater for Sinners when I saw that.
Or not, the most times I've seen a film in the theater was fucking Jackass 4.
Hell yeah,
I saw that like 2 times in the theater.
hell yeah. I can't remember the one I've seen the most. I definitely saw The Dark Knight like 3 or 4 times back in the day, but it's been a while since I've seen like one several times like I used to. But oh yeah, man, we could go ahead and wrap up. Do you want to rate the movie out of 10? Texas
I want
Chainsaw
to
the
give this
beginning.
one a fucking 9.5. I know it might be a little high for some, but
Hell yeah.
fuck it. I like this shit.
No, fuck yeah. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Really, the only thing I'm docking it for is like we talked about some of the stuff that feels like they forced a lot of stuff into just one day, that could have been like, spread out. And then the only other complaint I really have that I don't think I mentioned was I don't love the fact that they made it seem like Leatherface was a dumpster baby that got adopted. It would have been cool if it would have been like, uh, instead of them just finding them in the dumpster, like them showing up like part of the fate. I just wish that he was actually like blood. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
uh, that's the only other thing, but it doesn't
When
bother
you
me enough
watch the
to.
fucking Hills Have Eyes 2 after, you'll fucking see. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah, you
I
have to
can't
see.
unsee it now.
Oh yeah, no, I got it on.
Same.
That's another one I need to upgrade eventually because I got
That Blu-ray's
but
expensive, by the way.
yeah, I have both Tales of Eyes on DVD, like the remakes, not the originals, but I have both of the remakes 1 and 2 on just regular DVD. So I want to upgrade and get that whole collection, the original one
Those
and two,
Blu-rays
and
are kind of expensive, believe it or not.
yeah, some of those movies only got like a quick print and then went out. Like I didn't realize how expensive 28 Weeks Later was until, of course, like the new one was coming out, and
The
luckily
Blu-ray or the DVD release.
the Blu-ray. And luckily I already had it, so it's not like crazy expensive, but it's like $50 or something to try to get
And
it while you
that's
get it.
not that bad.
Yeah,
Fucking
which it
man.
might have rose after the movie, but
Stuff like the original August Underground DVDs go for a lot more.
yeah, oh no, definitely, yeah. Now,
Yeah.
now VHS is like the new trend, so a lot of the VHSs are shooting up in price, and which I don't collect VHS luckily, but
I only have like 2 VHSs.
yeah, no, I had Terrifier 3 on VHS just because or 2, and I ended up selling it to somebody just because I was like, I don't even need to start the VHS collection, so I got rid of them.
Walmart, I know Walmart got those and a bunch of people bought them and
Yeah. That's why I bought it because I was like, I want to have it, but then I was like, I'm never gonna get a. I thought about getting like a little VHS TV combo and just buying
I
like a
have one of
handful of
those.
them. Yeah, that's what I thought
It's
about
fun to
doing.
fuck with, but
Yeah, but I don't even have the room for it, so I was like, it'd be just taking up space. But oh yeah, man, it's been a fun chatting with you, and definitely. Do you want to let the people know one more time just about Southern Destruction Productions?
yeah, man, I talk about underground extreme films. Haven't done that as much. I just been more focused on band retrospectives.
Yeah.
I did Revenge, I Hate God, Knock Mystium, fucking Acheron. Big ups to fucking Acheron. That band's underrated as fuck. Uh, Next year I plan on doing Leviathan at some point,
Oh yeah.
which I haven't digged too deep into their discography, believe it or not, outside of like a few of the demos.
Yeah.
I'm just, planning out content for next year right now. So,
No, hell yeah. No. But I appreciate you for coming on the show, man. It was a blast chatting with you. Enjoy the rest
yeah,
of your day.
brother. Yeah, brother.
Later, man.